there, fans of Murder and Mayhem! Welcome back to Frybox 64 Productions. No, I am not wearing a bathrobe. These are my wizard robes. And it is my wizardly duty to bring this announcement to Gunter from Minimishaps. Now I've got a challenge for you, good Gunter. Okay, so I saw this other YouTuber, Tomska. He does Ask the Movie and stuff like that. You know, Muffin Time, Mind Turtle, Everybody Do the Flop, that kind of stuff. So he has another channel that does content stuff, and I saw this game over on his channel, so I wanted to play it. And of course, this is a challenge for Gunter, but this is also a challenge for you all viewing this. More details to follow, maybe. So this is called the 10 game. It's also known as the future telling game. Essentially, how it works is thus. You take 5 names of the people that you know, admire, or like. So, for example, I would maybe choose my mom, my rabbit, my favorite actor, my favorite X-Man, and my favorite D&D character. You take those 5 names, the person that you're playing with picks 5 names as well. You put them all on a list of 10, you scramble everybody's names up, nobody knows which name goes with which number, and then you come up with 10 scenarios that go with each person. So for example, someone would ask you, who would you parkour hardcore with? And then you'd have to sit, not knowing what name is behind any of these numbers, and say, well, I think I would parkour hardcore with number 3, because 3 hours is the number of time I spend in the gym working out every day. And if that's really how much time you spend in the day, good lord, man, I need to start training with you then. Once you've assigned all of your scenarios and to all of your people, then you go on down the list, reading off each scenario with your person. So, for example, one of your scenarios could be you're touring Bikini Bottom, and the Emperor from the Star Wars franchise is your tour guide. Do you like this scenario or don't you? If you say yes, you put a little check mark next to that scenario. If you say no, you keep on going. And by the time you get down to the 10th name, you should have a pile of yeses and a pile of nos. You count up the pile of yeses, you count down that many number of yeses all the way down to the bottom. So say I said yes to 5 out of the 10 situations. Then the 5th situation is your future. I know it sounds very complicated when you sit down and talk it all out, but once you see how it goes, you'll know for certain how things are done. So, Gunter, my 5 people that I shall send to you are thus. I'm going to do my bunny, Jellybean. You all have seen her pop up from time to time. I'm going to say the first D&D character I ever created, Fancy Thunderfluff. You viewers might know her from the Academy. My 3rd person is going to be, how about Nightcrawler? I really like him, Nightcrawler from X-Men. How about my mother? Love you, Mom. And the last one I'm going to have be Tomska, the person who first I stole this from. I'll give you a little bit of credit there, so those were my 5 people, and now I have to list out my 10 scenarios. So my scenario ideas are as follows. Scenario 1. You're walking in the woods. There's no one around and your phone is dead. All of a sudden, out of the corner of your eye, you see them! Who is this person who is an actual cannibal stalking you through the woods? Scenario 2. You find a magic lamp. After giving it a rub, who is the genie that comes out of it? Scenario 3. It's midnight. You're in a forest full of wendigos, a different forest, and your only weapons are a spoon and this person, but in the form of a giant anime sword. Who are you using as a sword to defend yourself from wendigos? Scenario 5. Who is your partner as you compete on the next episode of Nailed It, the amateur baking show? Scenario 6. You are going to lunch, but turkeys surround your vehicle. The leader of the turkeys steps forward and begins to make demands. Who is the spokesperson leader of the turkeys? Scenario 6. You are the villain of a D&D campaign. Who is the hero who puts together a ragtag team of heroes to take you down, depower you, or otherwise dethrone you? 7. Who would you go camping, or if camping isn't your thing, glamping with? Scenario 8. Who would you rob a bank with? Scenario 9. You're entering a competition for best dog, and there's a huge cash prize. The only problem is you haven't got a dog. Who are you convincing to get into the dog costume? And finally, you are a super spy, and you need to assume this person's identity for a week in order to get the intel that you need. Who are you becoming for an entire week? And that's it. Those are my scenarios and those are my people. Now, Gunter, your job is to give me your 5 people so that I can create a fun little scenario table for you. I've given you my 5. You go ahead and throw whatever characters that you are going to add into this chaotic, mayhemical game. I made that word up, yes I did. And for you people who are watching, special thing for you guys in the comments below. I, of course, am going to be picking the other 5 people that go on that list for Gunter, so he's completely surprised as to who's going to be on this list. But if you want to help me out, feel free to submit your suggestions for people in the comments below. It could be something as basic as the neighbor's dog. It could be something as expansive as the entire DCU universe. Or it could be something as silly as a cat sword fighting with a turtle. Just something... anything that you think would be funny to be put in a situation with Gunter, throw it in the comments below. If you're lucky, I might pick one of your people, so who knows? But thank you all for joining me in today. Keep an eye out for Gunter's response video and then the video that we're gonna do after that where we finally finish up this game and put our answers together. If you like what you saw, if you want to see more, if you want to see how this ends, go ahead and click like and subscribe. Share us around if you know somebody who would like to get in on this game with us. I'll shout out people's names? I'll shout out people's names with the people that they suggest. So that way you get a little bit of shout out in the video there. So until then though, we'll see you hopefully again next time for some murder, mayhem, and maymang. Bye, everybody! Don't judge me. It's heckin' freezing in here. I have to keep the heat down. The power bill is outrageous.